Hello everyone, this is Mira. I know it's been a while since I did one of these, but I want to get back into it with the Laura matchup guide, and this is for Urien. I think Laura does pretty good against Urien. I personally like the matchup. I know there's some people that think that Urien does well against Laura. I think it's at best even, or at worst even for Laura, and at best I think she wins. I personally think she wins the matchup. But yeah, let's get right into it. And as always, we're gonna talk about the Fireball. And I think Fireball is decent against Urien. Sweep from long range is gonna hit it. It's gonna hit here. The thing is kind of slow. So they have to be really on point. And if they're too late, they're gonna get clipped. But from like around this range, it's pretty good. But obviously, like, you can space them out. So it's like a fine line of when it's gonna hit, when it's not. But usually from this range, it's kind of a no-no because sweep is gonna hit. And low forward, it used to be a little better. It's still pretty good against it. It has a higher hurt box than before though. So it's not completely reliable. Yeah, from around the same, near like sweep range, it will dissipate it. The thing is, it's not a huge reward for Urien to do it, and it's a big reward for yours to hit. So if they're kind of like crouch medium kick you sometimes, I'll be okay with it, cause look, I was plus 26 there. So yeah, it works, but when it doesn't, it hurts. Crouch light kick works as well, and especially from like cancels. Like this is for most characters besides like poor Balrog. Most people beat it clean. Yeah, and of course EX Headbutt will go right through all of these if they have the charge for it. So if you see them just crouching there and you're like throwing a fireball, or you do like stand, pierce, and EX Fireball, they're just gonna go right through it. If they're on point, you know. Of course, it's not always the case. For neutral against Urien, I use a lot of stand light kick, low forward as always. I like crouch heavy punch to whiff punish, stand fierce to whiff punish, and crouch medium punch to whiff punish against Urien. So Urien's crouch medium kick is a lot. Ooh, I'm not paying attention. It's a lot easier to get with crouch fierce now. There's a lot of it's a lot bigger of a hurt box than it used to be. I'm seeing if I can get crouch medium punch. Not really. You can, but it's a lot easier to look at that. Like, I'm trying to see how far away I can get it. Pretty far away. Yeah, like I'm not hitting. It feels like I'm hitting the ground at this point. Stand fierce also works really well. Especially since it moves her forward. I'm just seeing how far. Yeah, pretty far away. Stand light kick. Also very good against this button to like kind of clip it. You can clip it coming out, and you can whiff punish it. Low forward, also great for this button as well. So that's why I think, I don't know, her reward in footsie is a little bit better, especially for her low attack. His stand medium kick is really annoying. Stand jab buffers and the EX is fantastic against this button. Even light bolt will work some certain ranges, but you have to know exactly what range you have to stand in, because if you're too far away, the light bolt's gonna whiff and bad times. Like, you can get it with crouch medium punch. It's kind of hard. This is a really good button. You can get it with stand fierce as well, but like I said, it's kind of hard. That's why kind of standing, if you have EX, practicing your like EX like buffers is really reliable. Like, it's gonna be really worthwhile. That was such a good buff for Laura. So that's like one of their more common pokes to gain space. And now for like their big this big crush counter button, this is where they're gonna get the best reward. So this is the kind of button you want to be very scared of. If you want to just let it go, because there's two variants of it, the charged and uncharged. So you can be like, oh, I see the startup, and you go a little bit early, and then you get crush countered. So like knowing, like even if it's like you miss it, you want to be sure that you're not gonna. A lot of times I just look for the charge timing, only because I don't want to accidentally get crush countered. Stand Fierce, in my opinion, is the best button for this. Because it's a little slower, and you can kind of react to it because she moves forward and has such a great hitbox. Yeah, you just don't want to get hit by that button though. So I would play around that button at all costs. At worst, you just let it go. Because sometimes, like when they're like throwing all these buttons around, you can maybe sneak in some fireballs, like around this range. And I think between her buttons and fireball, Urien has a lot more to worry about than Laura. Another one of his like better pokes, like buffers, like so a lot of times they're buffering oh, that's tackle, not or that's headbutt, not tackle. They're buffering tackle while they're doing this. I don't know if I did it right. Yeah, I did. So a lot of times you'll like be walking forward or something and you'll be clipped by this button. And that's why sometimes like throwing out like a crouch medium punch in this range will work out to try to catch them doing that. Also, that's why oops. Jab EX buffers are really good against Urien. It'll catch the stand medium kick, but it'll also catch this pesky stand medium punch poke. So that's a good way to counterplay that stand medium punch. And a lot of times I'll just like low forward to try to to low profile it a little bit and try to avoid that, because he moves forward slightly when he's doing the stand medium punch. His foot kind of moves forward. So low forward is also an excellent solution. That's why I think low forward is like a huge part of this matchup, because it avoids a lot of his buttons and will interrupt them while safely giving you pressure. The thing you really just gotta worry about, like I said before, is the stand fierce. If you're like standing out around here and trying to stand medium punch, you might get clipped because of stand. Yeah, but it'll interrupt it in certain ranges. But he also reels back, so that's the button. This is the button you really gotta be careful of. I can't stress it enough. It's so much damage. You also have to be aware of their meter, because a lot of times when they have meter, they're gonna use this move. So a lot of times when they have the bar, I'll just wait. Which one did I do? Is it this one? I don't remember which one I did. There we go. And if they're just crouching for a long time, I'll always be on the lookout for this EX tackle. Stand medium punch works, but if you're really ready, heavy bolt, in my opinion, is the best option. Because it's really consistent at getting it, in my opinion, if you're ready for it. Or if you have V-trigger, like you can always like V-skill back or something to try to avoid it. Or even V-skill forward. If you see it, you just, alright, now we're out. But you gotta be aware of they can control kind of where it goes, if they want to go shallow or not with it. But you're a +9, that was a punish. So a lot of the especially like the non-EX versions, if you're not quite ready, you can just V-skill under and possibly get a punish, or just flip the screen. Yeah, so let's continue on to pressure once you do get the hit. So Urien, like I said, like Lord is really good in neutral, so I think trying to like mitigate like playing around EX headbutt is, I think, really important because that's one way that he can get pressure very easily. But Laura has a lot of ways around EX headbutt. So you see that I did the same string, but I'm in one of the strings, I'm actually chaining the crouch jab, crouch like hit, crouch jab, and one I'm just trying to link it. So if you try to just do it slow, or you could do something like crouch jab, because if you chain it, it'll go too fast and you'll cancel the whiff recovery into the crouch jab and you'll get hit. So crouch sand light kick, crouch jab is actually a really excellent string, or because you're gonna bait this headbutt, and also get safe pressure. It's really good at baiting headbutts. Also, yeah. So oh wait, let me show crouch jab too. Okay. See, you'll bait it out, and baiting out his headbutt, EX headbutt is really important. I like to play around it a lot, especially if I know the opponent likes to do it. I like nice safe pressure because I'm really confident in neutral against Urien that I don't need this heavy burst damage to beat him. EX Bolt as well. Oh, that's the wrong wake up option I wanted. It's also a great buff now that's +2 because you can bait out EX headbutts very easily. It's the same thing with crouch short, crouch jab, and you can switch up to crouch jab, if you're afraid of that EX headbutt. So you can do crouch short, crouch jab, and then alright, I think they're gonna EX headbutt, so I'm just gonna do jab. So we'll catch their backdash, put them in block stun, or bait the EX headbutt, and that's a really excellent option against him. Another really good option when you're +2, now that they nerfed this used to be a little bit scary going for like normal throw pressure, especially after and +2 situations. You see, it used to be throw invul earlier, but they nerfed it. So now going for throws, especially when he has no EX meter at all, is really excellent, especially in this scenario because you'll bait the V shift and you'll be able to crush counter hit, and you'll beat the light headbutt. So I think mixing up just safe like crouch short, crouch jab pressure, or like jab pressure, and then normal throws is excellent. And I think, yeah, you should vary some like command grabs in there here and there to make them afraid of those command grabs. And also the command grab is great against Urien because he's only has 4 frames. He doesn't have a 3-frame button. So the normal throw and the command grab after light bolt is 0, so it's basically plus for you. Yeah, very good. So now what happens if you get knocked down by Urien? Honestly, if you're mid-screen and he taking the throw, best option. Obviously, if he has V-trigger, the back throw is kind of scary because of low forward and the Aegis to kind of force the mix-up. It's kind of scary. But if he doesn't, he's minus, or he's +11, so he can get stuff like this. And gets like a quarrel punch. But that's basically it. He can't dash. He's gonna be like negative like 8 or something like that, 9. So taking the throw mid screen, because the one thing you really want to avoid when you're fighting Urien is that the counter hit. How do I Alright, it's a lot of damage, but here, I'll just show you the combo because I really like this combo. Y'all probably have gotten hit by it. Whoops. What? I'm dropping it? Yeah, you don't want to eat over 300 damage 500 stun. So that's what you really gotta avoid. So a lot of the common like strings is just something simple like they do like that, or like crouch jab, stand, crouch jab, like that one. That one's a really common string. Okay, he does dash. You can backdash out of this string, so you don't have to eat the entire string. So knowing when to backdash against Urien's pressure is very important. But if you do try to challenge it, you're gonna get destroyed. That's why mixing up B shift, backdash, and just blocking it out is very important, because then if they try to extend it too much, you can challenge, or you can just safely get out of it, or just after the jab, he maybe will walk forward, throw you, and you take the throw. You eat a little bit damage, but you're out, and then you're better off than eating a counter hit combo. So another thing, like after like crouch medium punch, a lot of Uriens will do like trying to like here, I'm trying to space it out a little bit. They'll try to catch you like challenging it, because it's only 0. But they'll try, it's kind of a space trap. There's a lot of buttons that will like crouch counter him for this. Stand Fierce is a great example. You can even like forward heavy punch. You can try to jump on them, which usually I would say avoid jumping on Urien at almost all cost. But if they're doing this autopilot in the string so much, like, or you just walk back, oof, you can backdash, I guess, or beast go back. Yeah, that's another option. But normally what I do is I just wait it out and see what they do, because sometimes they mess up the spacing and they'll just whip the charge heavy punch. And just I like to see what their options are. But if they're doing like crouch medium punch every time, you gotta put a stop to that. Especially if you're like really close to them, or like, yeah, use your fry frame to get out of that. You can't let them abuse that crouch medium punch on block. Same thing with Quarrel Punch. Quarrel Punch, the mix-up is like, it is -2. Meaty, they can make it plus, so be wary about that if they knock you down and they do a Quarrel Punch. A lot of times I won't challenge it, because a lot of times they'll make it like +1 or +2. But they can cancel it into the overhead, and they can make it into a frame trap if they delay it, which I didn't do there, because I'm not a Urien player. There we go. So just be wary about that. But if they're I always challenge first and make them commit to the -8 overhead, because that's a free stand fierce punish. Another thing that they do after sometimes they do like charge heavy punch, they do like tackle. Yeah, to make to kind of make like a spacing trap. It's kind of annoying. I don't know how they auto space it. I don't remember the string exactly. Yeah. Aren't they supposed to cancel it? I don't know. No, they don't cancel it. Never mind. But after, what you can do if they're doing this a lot, you just backdash and you'll get away from the tackle. You backdash, or you can just jump back and get away. But I usually just backdash, and if they do the tackle, then you just get a free whiff punish. Another thing that I want to show you is Urien's light confirms are not great. Honestly, that's 0. So that means if you challenge him, I challenge light tackle a lot, because at best they're +1, and at worst they're like 0 on hit. So I challenge all the time, because it's really hard for them to make this +2. Yeah, see, that was +1, but if I jab after it and they jab, we just trade and we go back to neutral. He doesn't get any good pressure after this. So light tackle is not really good. Same thing with like medium tackle on hit. Like it can be that. See, that was a -1. That was -3. That was a -3. So if they ever cancel the medium tackle, like it has to be really like spaced out, to make it like actually plus. If they cancel into it, it's actually probably punishable. So also we're gonna talk about a little bit about his like V skill. When he has V skill charged, a lot of times the Urien player will throw fireballs, and then if they see you like jump or neutral jump, they're gonna headbutt you because they have the armor. So just be really careful about that. That's a really common tactic. When they have V skill 2 charged, the fireball is like really plus, so a lot of times I just kind of like just block it out and maybe take a throw. It's you don't want to take any extended risks against Urien with either like jumping or challenging certain things, because he will make it hurt. This crouch heavy punch does so much damage and will give him Oki, which can be very scary. With VT1, Aegis is really strong. Which one did I do? Did this one? No. Let's try one. Was it one? Alright. A lot of times I'll just V-shift. Oops. God damn it. Go away, Urien. Because you'll go into the mirror, and you'll get, it's guaranteed that it's like really hard for them to bait this, because you'll be able to it's just the timing is a little weird, but you'll be able to just go into the mirror and you'll get invul frames right away, so they can't really punish your V-shift. So you can kind of negate the first mix-up if you have V-meter, and I just almost V-shift almost all the time, the first one at least. But if you don't have V-meter, don't V-reversal, because they can punish that. Yeah, that V-reversing it is a no-no. And you waste more V-meter than you would from V-shifting it. A lot of times, though, I'll just take the throw. Because you can kind of just try to escape. But if you try to hold up back too much, they're gonna catch you low and they're gonna hit you. So taking the throw is not honestly the worst option. See, that wouldn't have done too much damage. If you have the health to take the throw, I would just recommend taking the throw or V-shifting. But you can layer in up backs if they're trying to like clip you a lot. A lot of times, I'll just also just try to block it out and look for the overhead, because a lot of times they'll they want that big damage. They don't want the throw damage. They want to overhead you into a combo. So that's honestly one of the best things to do, is just look like down back and then look for the overhead, because you can react to the overhead. You can't react to the crouch shorts. Another thing, it's been said many times. Oops, I did the wrong thing. But if they already activate once, like this second mirror is unsafe. Don't let them get away with this. Okay. I was like, how do I do this again? But you just and then yeah. This ain't safe. So if they ever do EX in the second mirror lab, you're punished for it. I just do like Sand Pierce or something. Yeah, don't let them get away with that. VT, VT2, I don't know. I don't see a lot of Uriens use it all the time. But honestly, I see a lot of them try to go into that, and like, I don't know. I just block it out usually and take the guard break. If you have a lot of health, just take the guard break. Or you can lab V-ship punishes for it as well. I think with V-ship is not as strong, but that's just my opinion. That's when in doubt, take the guard break or try to walk forward, command grab them to try to, because if they're charging it up, you can just throw them out of it. Or if you can, like you can try to throw them out of it, like when you're, it's really hard for me. I haven't labbed it. I haven't labbed the timing, but yeah, so if they like charge in front of you, you can just grab it, or if you have EX, you can EX command grab it. But yeah, if they're in their face like doing that, you just walk forward and grab them. But when in doubt, I just take the guard break because it's not a lot of damage, and they get a combo off of it too. They get a crouch fierce, but it's only like less. It's like 200 or less damage, and that's most of their V trigger. Like I usually take that. I think that's it. I went a little bit over. But yeah. So Urien, yeah, he's scary. He can be scary, but knowing the proper like punishes and playing it safe, I think Laura does really well. Yeah, and that's it for me. I do coaching. If y'all like personal coaching, if y'all are interested, I'll drop a link. I love you guys. Be safe. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch y'all later. Alright, bye bye.